It's hard to argue the impact Clark has had on both ratings and attendance for the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark just dropped a bombshell on the WNBA. She's leaving for Europe, and ESPN is freaking out. But you know what's crazier? The league might have pushed her away. Let's talk about how the WNBA's star player became their biggest nightmare. Picture this. You're the hottest rookie in WNBA history.
This is something that I've said, y'all. And to buffer my point, take a look at this full screen, please. Not only did this year's WNBA All-Star Game set a record with 3.4 million viewers, an increase of over 300% from the 2023 game.
Breaking records left and right. Sounds amazing, right? Well, hold on to your seats because Caitlin's reality was far from a fairy tale. The truth about her rookie season will leave you stunned. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA was nothing short of explosive. We're talking about a 400% increase in attendance for the Indiana Fever. That's not just a bump, that's a seismic shift. Fans were flocking to see Clark in action, with an average of 177,000 people packing the stands for each game. It was like nothing the league had ever seen before.
So the next closest team, ladies and gentlemen, aren't even averaging 12,000 fans. But the Indiana Fever are averaging 16,000.
But here's where things take a wild turn. While Clark was lighting up the scoreboard and filling seats, she was also getting lit up on the court, and not in a good way. Remember when she said, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me"? That wasn't just rookie jitters talking. Clark was literally being treated like a human punching bag out there. You'd think with all the buzz and ticket sales, the WNBA would be bending over backwards to protect their new superstar, right?
And the one that did it still drew 2,000 more than you. That means that outside of the 2,000 more than you,
wrong. The refs seem to have missed the memo about Clark's star power. They were letting opponents get away with murder, leaving Clark to fend for herself in what felt like a wrestling match disguised as basketball. And it wasn't just the physical toll. The mental pressure on Clark was insane. Imagine being a rookie and feeling like you have to carry the entire team on your back. In her final playoff game, Clark put up a jaw-dropping 29 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. Meanwhile, her teammates were struggling to keep up.
No, it's never happened in America. And then when you throw on the animus and the jealousy and the media being against her, February, March of 2024, it's like, holy cow, she's the biggest star in all of sports, and she's a woman. This is very unique. No woman's ever been asked to carry this burden.
It was like watching a one-woman show, with Clark doing everything but sell popcorn during timeouts. While Clark was taking hits on the court, the WNBA was scoring its own goal off it. Here's the kicker. Clark's games were drawing more viewers than some NBA matchups. So why did it feel like the league was actively trying to dim its brightest star? Let's talk numbers for a second. Clark's games were pulling in some serious crowds. We're talking about a matchup against the New York Liberty that had 1.5 million people glued to their screen. That's not just good for the WNBA, that's blowing some NBA games on TNT out of the water. You'd think with those kinds of numbers, the WNBA would be shouting Clark's name from the rooftops, right? Wrong. Instead, it's like they put her achievements on mute. Fans and critics alike were scratching their heads, wondering why the league wasn't doing more to highlight their new superstar. And it's not just about the games. Clark's jersey was flying off the shelves faster than you can say triple-double. She was outselling WNBA legends like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. That's insane for a rookie. But did you see the WNBA capitalizing on this merch madness? Nope. It's like they had a golden ticket and decided to use it as a bookmark instead.
Caitlin Clark doesn't. And so here's a woman that becomes the biggest star in sports earlier this year. February, around that time. Goes all the way through the NCAA tournament, ends in early April. The next week, or within a week or 10 days, they have the WNBA draft, and ratings fly through the roof.
Now, here's where things get really wild. All this Clark craziness started stirring up some drama in the league. You know how it goes. When someone's shining too bright, others might try to dim that light. Some players, like Alyssa Thomas, even suggested that Clark's popularity might have something to do with race. Can you believe that? Clark wasn't having any of it though. She shut that talk down fast, saying her success comes from hard work and talent, period. But all this controversy, it just created a toxic atmosphere in the WNBA. Instead of celebrating celebrating their rising star, the league was getting bogged down in jealousy and unnecessary drama. It's like they forgot the golden rule of sports. When one player succeeds, the whole league benefits.
And then obviously you have Angel Reese still trolling her, and the people in the media being uncomfortable, and Paige Beckers is really the best player, and Paige Beckers, she understands her white privilege. She ain't break my record. I was playing with a real size basketball. She wasn't. All of that. And it's like, oh, wow.
Just when you thought Caitlin Clark couldn't surprise us anymore, she drops this bombshell. Europe's calling and Clark's answering. But why would the hottest rookie in WNBA history leave it all behind? The answer might just revolutionize women's basketball as we know it. Think about it. Clark's not just changing her jersey, she's changing the game. Europe's offering her something the WNBA couldn't or wouldn't. It's not just about a fatter paycheck, it's about respect, opportunity, and a chance to play basketball without feeling like a human punching bag. In Europe, Clark's skills are going to be celebrated, not stifled.
And then the clock rolls into the NCAA tournament. And by the NCAA tournament, I was like, this girl's the biggest star in sports. When practice starts back up in October and games start back up in early November or late October, she's now the biggest star in college sports, and she's playing at Iowa.
Imagine her playing in leagues where physicality is controlled, where her talent can truly shine. No more getting hammered every game. No more feeling like she's carrying the entire team on her shoulders. This move, it's Clark saying, I know my worth and I'm going where I'm valued. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark's decision isn't just about her. It's a wake-up call for the entire WNBA. They had a golden goose and they let her fly away. Now, other players are watching. They're seeing Clark stand up for herself, choose better treatment, and potentially make more money. You think they're not taking notes? This move could spark a revolution in women's basketball. If more top players follow Clark's lead, the WNBA might have to step up its game. Better pay, better treatment, better protection for their stars. It's like Clark just pressed the reset button on the whole league. And let's talk about the impact on future players. Young girls watching Clark aren't just seeing a basketball star anymore. They're seeing someone who knows her value and isn't afraid to go after it. That's powerful stuff. It's teaching a whole new generation of players to demand respect, both on and off the court. Europe's basketball scene is about to get a major boost too. With Clark crossing the pond, all eyes will be on her games. That means more attention, more fans, and potentially more American players considering the move. It's like Clark's opened up a whole new world of possibilities for women's basketball. But don't think for a second that this was an easy decision for Clark. Leaving the WNBA, the league she dreamed of playing in, that's huge. It shows just how serious the issues were. Clark's not running away. She's running towards something better. She's choosing growth over comfort, respect over fame.